I hear you niggas talking, well let me talk too. You screaming you killing niggas, well I'm killing too. Lyrics pistols, whatever you wanna call it. Females you think they love you, no they love you cause you bought it. Set aside all that fuck shit, I want you to know I grew up around OG, so I know how it go. Niggas talking, but they ain't saying nothing. When you see them same niggas, they act like they ain't saying friends, nah, I don't have many.
Good morning, world. Welcome again to the Blacks Real Talk 101, the Gangsters channel. Listen, when we listen to these people who look like us, and when I told you guys from the last video, like a lot of people say that, you know, their parents was born here or whatever. And it's something to be looked at, but what really baffles me about the whole ordeal is that when we're talking about reparations, those same black people who say that their parents was born over here or they are originally from here or whatever, they talk in a different manner, meaning towards this reparation push. So now we see the spirit attached to the DNA that was attached from the other DNA. And we know from this DNA of these certain people, they have really no interest, or they don't care about the welfare of those who are, let's see, even oppressed as a group of people. Now, when we look at these black people, which I'm going to put black people because when you see them on these news like CNN and, you know, Fox News and all this other stuff, you know, to your air sharpenings or whoever, all these people here, man, they are against us. They are against us. Obama was against us. Yeah. Although he's black. So this is what we mean by when you hear this term, they're not black enough. You know, this is what that is, because there's a lot of people who are black, but they're not from the ADOS. And those who are black and from the ADOS, when you hear people talk in such manner, something's wrong with them. This is the DNA I'm showing you that's been attached. It comes out of them. So that's like if you have, let's say, a white father, right? Whose father was white, European or whatever. His father was white, European, whatever. So he gets his black woman in some cases. So they're, depending on which side that they, you know, the children of the biracial couple kind of lean towards, it's more like the despisement or somewhat, it can surface in them every now and then. It surfaces. And then they can start talking about this. So I guess a lot of us could possibly have that DNA in us in some kind of way, because it has to be. I had a friend who was black, but I didn't know he had a white father and a black mother. And I remember he can be cool, but at the same time, it's demeanor. Was something about his demeanor that need to be watched, because it kept surfing up every now and then. So this is what I mean when that DNA is attached to it. But I don't want to talk about that right now. I want to talk about how if we're pushing for reparations for the good of us, I'm just trying to figure out, why is these other black folks who claiming to be also people originally from this country, why they have a problem with that? Now that's something that really needs to be looked into. There's something really needs to be looked into with their psyche to see what's really going on with them. So now we're dealing with these people who are in these positions. And when you want to talk about house niggas or gatekeepers, that's who they look like they are. Like if you're trying to get in, they got nothing by the door. But this kind of brings me up to something with, and I'm sidetracking a little bit, dealing with the Adam and Eve and the garden situation. And see, the white man has made his paradise. He's made his paradise on earth. There's no doubt about it. He created a heaven on earth for him and his people or whatever, and those who follow him. And it's like he has replicated his heaven on earth after the way paradise on earth should be. Because he's in a position of power now. So now he hires these gatekeeping niggas to try to keep you from getting in to their kingdom. So you got these Negroes who are in these positions of power who's talking about so and so and so. Like, you know, if we knocking on the door, they asking who is it? No, you can't come see the master. No, you can't talk to the master. No, you can't come in and enjoy this luxury that we have. So I'm thinking about Adam and Eve, and I understand the reality of the garden. Was it a position phase in life that it's kind of like how the white race is living? And I'm saying this kind of like exaggerating a little bit just to give you the identity of that paradise or that garden. So now in their riches, you know, in the lifestyle they're living, let's say we're the oppressed people and we're trying to get that too. So before we get to that, we have these gatekeeping niggas who are sitting up there acting as though they're the angel. Keeping the niggas in, keeping the niggas out of there. That's how it looks like to me. So I'm looking at this reality and seeing that that's possible, how the angel was next to him, and not next to Adam or whoever, or Adam and Eve, but kind of like kept them out of the garden. So wherever they went, the angel was there. So they kind of like mimic it. They mimic the identity of the paradise. But I'm sidetracking a little bit. But when we dealing with these other Negroes who are kind of like being the opposite, and they don't want to comply or be a part of it. So here now, they go against, they fight. And that's what happens. So now we're at this point where we're dealing with these people who look like us, but they're not us. And they want to say all these things and, you know, try to sound smart and try to make it like they're the smart ones and the ADOS people are the dumb ones. They think you're dumb. So they look down on you. And they try to use these fancy words and all this other to make you look like, you know, that you're uneducated, that you're stupid. This is what they do. And again, you know, by the ugliest lady in the world right now, and Wendy Williams too. Right now, those are the two ugliest women alive right now on TV. Yeah. And they both can sound all like they're educated and whatsoever. They tell you they went to college and blah, 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 blah. but they're saying stupid stuff too. Try to undermine you with these little words and stuff like that. That's how white people talk to Negroes. They want to say, you know, your grammar. You know, they try to do these little things to try to make you look dumb. Your sentence structure ain't right, and blah, blah, blah. And they try to make you lose credibility in that kind of way. So if you're trying to reach the masses, they'll try to like point out these kind of things. So we got to point out these kind of things to those who look like us, but yet they're against that. And now I'm showing you a picture of what this does. And again, when we use the immigration thing, it's just we use that for a base to try to identify and to show you that what's going on. It's like, okay, why are you giving them their benefits, but you're not doing the same to us? But you come to us to vote, but you come on us to vote to help out everybody else, and you neglect us. That's how we look at that. That's what we're looking at. So it's nothing personal against the immigrants, but we have to use the immigrant and the immigration thing as a base of what's occurring. And again, it's nothing towards you all, but we have to use this base to show our people what's going on. And hopefully our people don't get ignorant to be mad at them, because that's in the devil's plan. Because Satan, he plays the backfield. He peeks his head up every now and then and see what's going on, and he goes back down. That's what he does, to see if he done stirred up something. So our fight is the one who's perpetrating this stuff. That's what it is. That's who. So we got to use you guys as a base, immigrants, because we see a lot of white-looking immigrants coming over here, and you may find a handful of black ones here and there. So when you're dealing with immigration, immigrating, black immigrants, they're using you also to make it look like it's for all people. But when you look in this country, man, you see white immigrants from everywhere. They white looking. They're not black looking. If you got any black looking, you got a handful of them here and there. You understand? When you go to New York, Times Square, you may see a couple black people sprinkled in there. So they undermine you with this thought. And before you know it, black immigrants, you start to get mad with the black people of America, not knowing that you're being used as a forefront to make it look like that it's not about a color thing. When you look around, who you see over here? You see white-looking immigrants, right? You may see a little sprinkles of blacks. So they use the little sprinkles to try to hide the fact that they're bringing in more looking white immigrants than black immigrants. You understand? And this is what's occurring that you guys don't see. So we got to be more cautious about these things and look at it for what it is, because what it is that's what it is. It's not what you think it may be. This is what's going on. Go to your malls. See what's going on. That's what you do. Go to the malls and see. And you'll see what it is. I'm going to holler back at y'all. Real Talk 101.